Roblox 2025, the biggest fever dream Roblox anime community has had in a while. Where do I even start? None of the games we were so sure were finally gonna drop this year even came close to releasing. And the ones that did come out were straight up buns and games nobody asked for. At this point, devs have mastered the art of re-releasing the same game over and over again the moment it starts losing hype. Hey man, welcome to Roblox, a platform built on endless imagination and even more endless scamming. But to be fair, we did get some creative games this year. We quite literally got Blox roots, but brain rot. From Jan himself, talk about innovation. So let's go all the way back to June. Around this time of the year, a very known game made its re-release, and let's just say it didn't turn out quite well. I'm not talking about Type Soul right now, I'm talking about Rune. You know, the game they released at the beginning of this year. Even though it had its problems, it was honestly an immersive anime RPG that you could easily get tens of hours of gameplay on. Roblox was really dry during that time too, and Rune actually came out of nowhere and ended up being pretty good. Except, the game was so unoptimized and laggy that it was unplayable at times, so they privated it. And honestly, I completely forgot about the game until they re-released it with the long-awaited Tundra update. The update that was supposed to expand the game massively with a new snow biome, new quests, new NPCs, new mobs, and add new game modes like dungeons, which I honestly thought could save the game and make it way more replayable. But guess what? The game came out with the bare minimum. No, they didn't release the dungeons. The only new thing added to the game was the new samurai class and a snow area. But on top of that, the minimum they released was so bad and rushed. The new mobs looked so bad. They had no purpose. There were no quests to even fight them at the start, and they were kinda easy to fight. The whole new area just didn't fit in with the game. It was so random and out of place. It was really rushed. And that's when I quit the game, because no, I'm not gonna do all that grinding. It low-key felt like Blox roots, and it was still really unoptimized. So after the hype died down, they did a Roblox classic of closing the game down and according to them, working on a new update. Well, that's until a few days ago. They literally surprised us with the announcement that they no longer will work on the game at all, and it's gonna be public permanently from now on. Like bro, a game that was actually genuine became so bad so quickly. And this is just the start, because Roblox ain't getting saved. Sometime after Rune re-release, we actually get a brand new Roblox game that we've never heard of before, called Roblox. It brought interesting combat and progression similar to Rogue Lineage, except for the fact that it's a permadeath. And this is where I was annoyed by the game, because yes, the game was good, it had interesting combat, the quests were pretty much repeating the same things over and over again, but we can't complain in this Roblox economy. But the fact that it was just a permadeath was not good in my opinion. Now, this may just be me, but I think we have enough permadeath games on Roblox, they're already good. We don't need any more new games that have you go through 16 hours of the most boring and repetitive progression you can imagine, just to get all your data wiped by a random annoying person at spawn. Like bro, that might have been understandable only if the actual progression was fun and diverse, and on a AAA level like Deep Pokken. But here, if I'm not mistaken, you spam do the same 4 quests from the quest board and that's it. But I still don't like permadeath games, because I can't even go AFK. And the game is so serious, which doesn't go toe to toe with Roblox. It houses games like 100 players enter brainrot. But the game got privated a few months back. I honestly neither know why, nor am I too interested in knowing, let's be real. I assume they're working on a new update and a re-release. By this time, I hope you're seeing the pattern. The way all these Roblox devs just love re-releasing their games when they die just to squeeze out even more hype with rushed updates. Well, the next game is gonna be the king of this. This is Type Soul, the most popular Bleach game on Roblox that's been on the platform for years. It started off as a CC game, a concept I hate like nothing else, but I'll leave that for a different video. After its long CC period, the game was public and it was really popular. The only reason people like this game is the fact that combat is pretty good. It actually takes skill. It's got pairing, intentional M1s, build paths, different races for different roads, because this is Bleach. But you do not want to know how absolutely atrocious the progression system is. You know what I kinda hate in Roblox, and the fact that the quest board is kinda repetitive? Well, this is a whole different level. In this game, you constantly repeat one kind of quest, defeat 5 bandits, and that's it. And the funny part is that you not only do the same defeat 5 bandit quest over and over again, it's also the only NPC in the game. The Soul Society only has these hollows, the Hueco Mundo has these iron cars, and the Quincy world, I don't even know. If you think Blox's progression is on the same level as this, you're wrong. Type Soul is a level 100 Mafia boss, while Blox is a level 5 thug, with many different NPCs. Type Soul PvE is just so bad, and so is the progression. The way you progress for the most part in this game is you do this type of quest. Get 15 consecutive kills of max level players without dying or combat logging once, and then get 80 hollow kills and 1 boss kill, which believe it or not is the only boss in the game, and has nothing to do with the actual game. All that to go on to the next stage, which is all that same thing but the numbers increase. Like bro, did an 8-year-old come up with this progression system? Due to how bad the game is, it just keeps dying. And due to how greedy the developers are, they just keep privating the game, disappearing for a year, and coming back with the same game and a trash update. They've done this at least like 2 or 3 more times, and I think there's even more to come. They re-released the game a few months ago. The game had 200k players to start, but up until recently it's at less than 1,000. Talk about a fall off. I'm so tired of the devs just constantly squeezing every bit of hype from the game. And it's not even hype, it's just that people haven't played anything good on Roblox for a while, and they haven't seen Type Soul in a year, so they forget how bad it is. The game is currently in maintenance. I genuinely hope they're not planning to take another year off to re-release the game again with another trash update. And I don't even care enough to join their Discord and check. Onto a game that's a bit better than Type Soul, even though in my opinion, anything is, including My Fishing Brainot. Final Stand Remastered. This is a Dragon Ball game that also re-released this year, but I appreciate the fact that these devs aren't milking the re-release cycle here, because this game actually came back with real updates, and not with a plan to private once the hype dies down. Now, this game, even though I don't think it's that bad, it still is pretty bad. It's just a banner beater at the end of the day. Yes, it does have decent combat, yes it is the only Dragon Ball game on Roblox, but it's still a defeat 8 snowmen and come back for a new quest type of game. It's not anything special. Yet people were hyped about this game, which I don't necessarily hate on, because considering the current Roblox, this game is playable. It's not that bad. It's not a wasteland like Type Soul. I personally quit this game early on, because I just don't got it in me. I don't want to spend 100 hours continuously brain dead grinding, but it was a fun game while it lasted. On to the next game, and this one was a show. A shit show to be specific. Did you ever want to play a Demon Slayer game, other than Project Slayers 2, Hinokami, or Yaiba? Yeah, me neither. But the devs of New Moon had different plans. This game was atrocious, possibly in the top 5 worst releases of this year. And yes, I do fully know that this game has only been in development for a few months, but still, do I care? If a game is just outright terrible and unplayable, I will first of all not play it, and I will say it. I don't think any of us really knew about this game before a day or two before the actual release, until many videos about the game release came out. My main problem with the game, if my memory serves me right, was the map was just really bad to move around. The map just didn't look alive and immersive in my opinion. It just looks like many assets put together in a short amount of time. Second, the progression is the most astronomically diabolical thing I've seen in a while. Apparently, the way you progress is by queuing up for these PvP battles, and you're supposed to win. First of all, it's really unbalanced, and the combat is really far from being good. So the only way to progress is through combat, and the combat is not even the best on top of that. The game was originally supposed to release for 2 weeks for a public playtest, but it didn't even last 2 days. They had to close off the game and call it off because of how many complaints they were getting. And the fact that the player count cut in half in the span of a day just ruined it. The lesson we should all take from this, don't hype up anything that has pairing, alright? Sometime in October, we actually got a long awaited game by some, Pocket Anime. Now, the game didn't release, but it did release, as in you could play it for 2 weeks, if you had early access. Now, I unfortunately am not one of the people hyped too much for this game, because I just don't find Pokemon games fun. I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh person. I never really watched Pokemon, I'm gonna be real, nor do I find this type of game too exciting. But if you do, and you wanted to play it, you had to pay $30. Now I know, I've heard this game is good for what it is, but a Roblox game for $30, and it's not even permanent. It's only 2 weeks of playtime. Some people have been saying that if you have an extra 30 lying around, to spend it on this game. But I'm gonna be real with you. No Roblox game is worth any money. Even if this game was priced at $5, I would still say you should not get it. Because look at this. This is a Steam game I downloaded a few days ago called Where Winds Meet. Just look at the graphics, look at the combat. The map is massive, you will definitely get lost. And it's not a banner beater because it's not a Roblox game. But guess how much it cost me? It was completely free. Yes, this game is completely free, and I can play it anytime I want to. So are you trying to tell me Roblox game, with nearly not hundreds of hours of content, is worth any money, that you can also only play for 2 weeks? Maybe if it was Rell's cheese, I might consider it, but this game, hell no, and I'm not even being stingy. Sometime at the end of November, a game dropped, and surprisingly, it somehow ended up becoming the fastest rising game in Roblox history. They're Forged. Now, this game, I actually don't hate it too much. It's a mining game inspired by fish, combined with PvE that has pairing. However, I do have to say this game is kind of a nothing burger. It's bandy beady at times. There's not much excitement in the game. The only time I ever play it is when there's nothing else to play. And the reason why I choose this game is solely due to the fact that it's got RNG. I might be a little brain-rotted. Overall, the game is nothing special. I still have to say, it's a step forward for Roblox, because finally, a game that's not fully brain-rot is one of the biggest on the platform. Roblox might actually be improving. In conclusion, Roblox 2025 was a really bad fever dream. The number of games worthy of your time that released this year can be counted with one hand, and nothing we genuinely hope to release actually released. I just hope 2026 is gonna be better. I actually need Rell to release to even make Roblox a tad bit good. But if you made it up until here, you have to subscribe and like the video. It actually helps the algorithm a lot. And also consider joining my Discord. Those who join will be a part of the crew when Rell comes out.